Well, good morning, everybody. Whoever's going to watch this later. I know people jump on a little bit later, and that is okay. Good morning, Mark and Amy. Mark or Amy. Good to see you guys this morning. It was awesome having breakfast with you guys the other day. So, I just wanted to share something with you that I was at the gym this morning, and there's this guy that used to work with us, and his name was Robbie Cummings, and he's a musician, travels, and just sings from his heart, he's awesome. Anyways, I was listening to the song. It said, "Teach me your ways," and it was talking about, obviously God and teach me your ways. And I was just thinking inside my life, there's so many times when you think you got it all together and everything is just going just fine, and you kind of hit with the reality that you don't have it all together. And I was looking around the gym, and I haven't been going to the gym very long because obviously you can tell I'm a little man. But I remember when I first started going to the gym, I wanted like the results like now. I think everybody does. Like when you go and you want to work out, you don't want to go through the process. Some people are weird. I know Zach popped on here. Zach was a workout freak, and he probably loved the pain. Me, not so much. I'm not so much of a pain guy. And there's a process through growth that I think a lot of people aren't willing to go through. They may start a journey, and because it's hard and because it's painful, they give up. Or maybe they're not seeing the results that they get right away, that they're just done. And I think that we could apply this in a spiritual sense as well. That there are many times inside of my life where I began a journey, and because it becomes tough or it becomes painful, or I feel like it may be too hard, that you just completely want to give up and throw in the bag, and you miss the growth that's on the other side of that. And I was just thinking this morning about God, would you just teach me your ways? Because there's something inside of all of us, and it's this thing called pride, and to where we feel like we have it right. I think some of us, if we're honest with ourselves, we may not think that we have it right all the time. But as a general rule, it's kind of tough for someone to come up and tell us, hey, you may not be doing things, the right way. Especially inside of Christianity, man. I think everybody has like an opinion, and everybody's right about their opinion, which is fine. Everybody can have opinion. I'm not saying that we can't have opinions. But I think that, man, I just feel like God is challenging us in well, maybe he's just challenging me in a different way to have a different perspective, and say, Holy Spirit, would you teach me your ways? When you look throughout the Bible, it's filled with Jesus teaching his disciples inside of parables, and because they're too thick-headed to understand like spiritual things. And so he had to like dumb it down for them and say, well, let me teach you spiritual things on a natural level, and have an illustrated sermon. And if we are honest with ourselves inside of our spiritual walk, I know, man, there is so much wisdom to gain out there. There's so many things to learn. And if we would just come to the end of ourselves and say, good morning, Crystal, you're awesome. If we would just come to the end of ourselves and say, you know what, I don't have it right. And even this morning, as I'm listening to the song, and this dude is singing, and he's singing, teach me your ways. And I'm like, when did I stop asking Jesus to teach me his ways? Like, because at some point I did, to where I feel like there's enough, like I've gone to church enough, I've read the Bible enough, that all of a sudden like I have like these answers, and I'm coming to the end of myself saying like, holy cow, Derek, you don't have it right, my friend. And if we would just take the time and say, Holy Spirit, would you teach me something new today? What is it that you can teach me about myself, about life, about others, about being intentional inside of our Christianity? Because when we come to that place and we just kick pride right to the corner, I believe that's when God can truly come in and he can change your heart and he can change your life. But until you can come to that place, I mean, I even think about Peter, like we're talking about a dude that he think that he had it right? He didn't want Jesus to wash his feet. You can't wash my feet. Jesus, you're not going to the cross. Like all these times that he questioned the authority that Jesus had inside of his life. Why? Because he was prideful and he thought that he knew it all. But at the end of the day, like he came to the realization, man, Jesus, you're going to have to teach me. So I want to encourage you guys this morning, no matter where you're at in your walk with Jesus and your spirituality, to just take some time today and say, God, what do you want to teach me today? Teach me something new. Show me something that I've never seen before. Because God isn't up in heaven going, no, I think I'm just going to let them figure it out for themselves. Like he's a good father that wants to teach us and say, hey, listen, there's a better way to doing this. I think about my son and how awesome he is. He's so inventive. And I was away on a work trip, and my wife sent me this video, and he had taken a skateboard and tied on 2 chairs on top of it and then put training wheels on the end of the chairs, and he was creating a go-kart. And while I look at that, and he's like, dude, this is it. And he's very inventive in doing that. But even inside of that, like he's going to grow more and he's going to learn how to build that better. But it starts off with the little things. And so, but there is a better way. And and if I was there, it would be really awesome. We'd slap a motor on it and have a good time. All that to say, God has a better way for us to do things. So I just want to encourage you guys with that this morning. I hope you guys all have an awesome rest of your week. I think it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday. So love you guys. Be blessed.